It's day 20 with no House Speaker, and lower-level names are starting to reach for the gavel. Lisa MASCARO Associated Press. Washington on day 20 without a House Speaker, and Republicans found themselves starting over on Monday, bumbling ahead with few ideas about who will lead, what they are fighting over, and when they will get Congress working again. 9 lower-level Republican lawmakers are running to be Speaker, leader of the House and second in line to the presidency, none with any clear shot for the gavel. Senior most is Representative Tom Emmer of Minnesota, the former campaign chief and now the GOP whip. Donald Trump dislikes the gruff former hockey coach, but the two spoke over the weekend. Late Monday, House Republicans retreated behind closed doors, as they have most days since the ouster of Kevin McCarthy, to hear from the candidates ahead of internal party voting. Time equals 400 Ms. Greater than McCarthy calls the whole spectacle embarrassing for House Republicans, whose majority is being wasted away, and for the U.S. government that cannot fully function. What started as swaggering bravado when a contingent of hardline Republicans led by Representative Matt Gaetz of Florida ousted McCarthy at the start of the month morphed into a full-blown crisis of governing as dysfunction and bitter infighting prevent the normal operations of Congress. The federal government again risks a shutdown in a matter of weeks if Congress fails to pass funding legislation by a November 17 deadline to keep services and offices running. More immediately, President Joe Biden asked Congress to provide $105 billion in aid to Israel and Ukraine amid the overseas wars and to shore up the U.S. border with Mexico. Federal aviation and farming programs face expiration without action. Yet factional power plays are running stronger on Capitol Hill than any sense of urgency to resolve the standoff, as House Republicans are essentially eating their own, first by ousting McCarthy just 9 months on the job, then rejecting the next nominees to take his place. Majority Leader Steve Scalise and hard-right Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan. What started as far-right complaints over McCarthy's leadership in budget battles is now a string of political and personal grievances over various leaders, factions and personalities. Is there anybody that can get there? I don't think there is, said Representative Troy Nehls, R. Texas, who has repeatedly suggested Trump should be elected House Speaker. Listen now and subscribe. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, RSS feed. Omni Studio. Trump has largely stayed in the background, but his presence is everywhere. The former president, who is now the Republican frontrunner to challenge Biden in 2024, helped sink Scalise's nomination by backing Jordan instead. Emmer reached out to Trump over the weekend, and the two had a polite call, according to a person who insisted on anonymity. But when more centrist GOP conservatives in the House refused to back Jordan, worried about elevating a far-right Freedom Caucus founder as Speaker, Trump was unable to salvage the Ohioan's nomination. The House Republicans dropped Jordan as their nominee late Friday. Time equals 400 Ms. Greater than the House has never been here before, having ousted its own Speaker for the first time in history, and now led by a nominal interim Speaker pro tempore Representative Patrick McHenry, RNC, the chairman of the Financial Services Committee, whose main job is now to elect a more permanent Speaker. Some Republicans and Democrats would like to simply give McHenry more power to reconvene the House and get on with the routine business of governing. But McHenry, the first person to be in the position that was created in the aftermath of the September 11, 2001, terror attacks as an emergency measure, has brushed back those overtures. In the Senate, Republican leader Mitch McConnell, who is trying to helm the party through a tumultuous time, had little advice for his colleagues on the other side of the Capitol. Look, I'm not an expert on the House. I have my hands full here in the Senate, McConnell said Sunday on CBS. We're gonna do our job and hope the House can get functional here sometime soon. For now, Emmer and the others will try their hand at uniting the broken Republican majority around each of their candidacies. Along with Emmer seeking the nomination are Representative Mike Johnson, a lawyer from Louisiana, and Representative Kevin Hern, a former McDonald's restaurant franchise owner who now leads the conservative Republican Study Committee, the largest bloc of House conservatives. Also running are Representative Byron Donalds, a Florida newcomer aligned with Trump, Austin Scott of Georgia, who briefly challenged Jordan with a protest bid, and Pete Sessions, a former party leader from Texas. Time equals 400 Ms. Greater than others include Representative Jack Bergman of Michigan, Dan Muser of Pennsylvania and Gary Palmer of Alabama. Internal party elections are set for Tuesday, but with 9 candidates it could take multiple rounds to choose a nominee ahead of floor voting by the full House, possibly later this week. Time equals 400 Ms. Greater than desperate to end the infighting. Some GOP lawmakers demanded that the candidates sign a pledge to back whoever is eventually nominated. As the Republican majority's rules state, love 0, funny 0, wow 0, sad 0, angry 0, tags DCC wire Lee National B. The first to know, get local news delivered to your inbox. Sign up. I understand and agree that registration on or use of this site constitutes agreement to its user agreement and privacy policy.